Hey guys, welcome back. Now today I am actually starting something fun on my channel. We are going to be starting a series. The series is basically going to be on pro tips. Most of you guys do not know, I am a real makeup artist. I've worked in retail. I've worked at MAC, Dillard's, Ulta, with Clinique as well. So I do know a lot of pro tips that I can share with you guys. That way you guys can use them in the future. If you guys have any questions, things like that you guys are kind of concerned, I can definitely help you with that. So my first tutorial is actually going to be on how to figure out the perfect foundation for your skin tone. Now, one of the reasons I did this subject first, because of course, one of the first things that we do on our face usually is our foundation. If we do not have the right foundation match, everything just looks off. Okay, it doesn't matter how beautiful your eyebrows look, how nice your eyeshadow is blended, your lipstick, anything. People are just basically going to be looking at your foundation. They're going to be looking at it like, girl, something is wrong with your face. So I have some pro tips here so you guys can figure out exactly how to pick the perfect foundation for your skin tone. Now, during the tutorial, I did forget to mention something, which I did mention during the tutorial for you guys to go to MAC or to like Sephora, Ulta, or something like that for somebody to kind of color match you. I did forget to give you guys a tip though. Let's say if you guys are shopping at Walgreens or Walmart or Target, most of drugstore foundations are closed. Now, if you're that type of person and you're just opening every single one up and just messing it up for the next customer, it's kind of messed up, especially for the popular brands when it comes down for the person to go in there and find their foundation and we can't buy it because it's been open and it's been touched and you guys have basically put bacteria into it. It is kind of messed up. So I'm going to show you something on how to do it without swatching. During the tutorial, I'm going to show you kind of a couple steps on determining which color range to stay in. So like I said, let's say if you are at Walgreens or Walmart and trying to figure out the right foundation. Now, they don't have mirrors there, and then the color is basically like the lighting is basically off, so you guys can't really look into a mirror or basically go outside with the product, because like I said, you guys are not opening the product, you guys are just looking at it, you know, with your eyes trying to figure it out. Now, a lot of people say do not try to color match your foundation with your wrist. I have no idea why they're telling you that. Your wrist is the lightest part of your arm, so it's basically closest to your face or to your neckline. So do not go with this part of the arm, because this part of the arm is usually a little bit darker because we get more sun here. This side is always a lot lighter, especially, let me just take my bracelets off so I can show you guys. Actually, this part right here, it is pretty light, and then you're actually able to see your veins. Like I said, during the tutorial, I do talk about how to kind of color match with the color of your veins, but with this, I'm going to show you. Now, basically hold the foundation. Let's say if you pick 3 top foundations, you're going to hold them closest to your arm, to your inner portion of your arm, and just determine from there which foundation best color matches your skin. That's the only tip that I can actually give you, because like I said, we can't open these in the store. So just by placing it there, you can definitely kind of figure out if it matches you or if it's too off. And then from there, you can actually purchase it and then try it at home. And if it doesn't work for you, do not be scared. You guys can actually return it. There's no problem of returning products whatsoever. You guys did pay money for it. So if you're not happy with the product, don't let it just sit there and rot, you know. Just basically go back and pick something else out. Hey guys, and now let's start. There are actually 3 types of skin tones out there. There is cool tone, neutral tone, and also warm tone. Now, cool tone usually has pink, reds, and blue undertones in their skin. Neutral usually has a mixture of cool and warm tone. So I'll have like a little bit of pinks, reds, yellow, peach, olives. And then warm tone usually has yellow, peach, and olive, kind of like a golden look undertone. Best way to actually figure out what foundation suits best for your skin tone is just kind of like examine your skin. See what you have more of. Like if you look at my skin, I have some yellows, I do have some reds, a little bit of pink, not that much. So I usually fall into a neutral stage. I can maybe go with a little bit of a cool tone, but I would have to mix it with a neutral. Have to mix it with a neutral. If I don't, it kind of like washes me out. It makes me look a little too light, and I am very light skinned actually. Another trick to do is they say to look at your veins. It can work for some people, it cannot work for other people. Like for me, my veins are actually green, blue, and purples. So if you think about it, that only means that I have like cool and warm as well. Because if you have blue, purple veins, it usually means that you are cool tone. If you have blue, purple, green veins, you are neutral. And then if you have like green veins, you're usually warm tone. So it kind of depends on the person. Sometimes you can't even see the veins on a person. So it's kind of tricky when you go with that kind of method. Also, there is another method, the jewelry test. If you look better with gold, you are usually on a warm tone. If you look better with silver, you're usually cool tone. Me personally, I think everybody looks good with gold. So it's all up to you guys, basically. Another thing, when you are going to the store to figure out what foundation best suits your skin tone, it is better to pick at least 3 to 4 foundations. And then you can test it from the jawline all the way down to the neck. And now you can just only go on the jawline, or you can go a little bit more above. Me personally, I like to go a little bit more above, that way I can see the color better. Because if we only go on the jawline and then work our way down, you're not really seeing the color that well, especially when you're looking at a mirror. Another thing is, do not look this like all up on the mirror, because you're not going to see the right, like to you it's just going to look off because you're just really close to it. Just take a step back and just look at it, see if it works for you. Another thing, sunlight, like natural sunlight, is your best friend. Seriously, take a couple swatches, or even have a makeup artist just do 2 different sides on your face of one foundation, and then another one, another foundation, and then just go outside with the mirror and just look at it. Because once you're outside in natural daylight, you're going to see the best color on your skin. The lights that they usually have inside the stores, they don't work that well. Either they're a little too dark, or they're just way too bright, so you're not really seeing the true color of the foundation. So those are actually a couple of my tricks. Like usually when I was working in the stores, I will always tell the ladies or girls or whoever, go check it out outside and then tell me what you think. Actually going to show you, like I have 3 foundations here. They probably are not that far off difference. I actually have a MAC Studio Fix in NC 25. Now, the thing with MAC, when they say NC, you would normally think of it being natural cool, but it's actually reverse. It is natural warm. And then whenever you see NW is a natural cool. So they just kind of do it reverse for some reason. I also have the NARS Luminous in Light 3. And then I also have the Infallible Pro from L'Oreal in 202, which is creamy beige. This is another thing. Usually all the foundations have numbers and names on them. Once you kind of determine what color scheme you guys are in, it is better to determine what foundation suits your skin tone. That way you're able to like try different foundations. Me, I am usually in the twos or in the threes, like a natural beige, just they usually say like light natural beige, 2 to 3. So me personally, like that's how I usually go through it, because I know those are going to work better for my skin tone. So then I can just like swatch at least 3 of them and then figure out which one is better for me. To swatch these 3 foundations, and that way you guys can kind of see the difference. So I am actually going to start with the MAC one, because the MAC is a little warmer for me. I actually bought this when I used to get a little more sun. So that is actually the MAC NC25. We're going to do NARS. As you guys can see, that one is pretty light for my skin. I actually have to mix that foundation with another foundation. So now, as you guys can see, the MAC one has more yellow tones in it, so it is a little too dark for me. Like if I apply this all over my face, you're going to see the difference between my face and the rest of my body. That is another thing. The reason we actually like to drag it down to the neck is because we want to make sure that isn't matching the rest of your face, because your face usually tends to be a lot lighter than the rest of your body. So when you drag it down, it is going to give you basically the best color payoff. That way it just matches everything else in general. The NARS one, it's kind of like light, but it has a very yellow undertone. So it is just a little too light for me because of the yellow. It was just like, if it's by itself, it makes me look a little more weird. And then the L'Oreal one is the one that matches me better. I actually use that foundation on an everyday basis. It works really, really good with me. Also, if you are trying to buy a certain foundation from a certain brand, every brand doesn't have, let's say, a million different shades. If it doesn't match you 100%, if it matches you like, let's say, 95%, that is still pretty good. If it looks a little off to you, remember, you are still going to be putting bronzer on your face. You're still putting blush on your face. You're basically going to make everything blend in it together. When I used to work in the stores, sometimes we would get customers in there and they would just look at the foundation, and all because it was off just by a little bit, they would be like super picky about it. Like, oh, it just doesn't match my skin that well. First of all, you don't have a full face of makeup on right now. Of course it's going to look off. If I just walk around with just foundation on my skin, I'm gonna look weird. If I don't have no mascara, if I don't have at least a little bit of blush or a little bit of bronzer or like lip gloss, just like, even if you're trying to go like the natural stage, you're just going to look off. You're going to look like you got foundation on your face. And that is one of the problems with people. They don't want it to look like they have foundation on their face. You have to make sure that you're blending it in together. You got to make sure that it just looks more natural. It's not like you're going to slap on some foundation and just keep it moving. It's not going to work like that. You know, you got to put a little bit more effort into it. Sometimes some people have like a different undertone. They may not lead to warm or too cool, but they're not neutral. So they will have to mix two foundations together, which is very normal. It's very common nowadays. I like to do it because sometimes I like to mix a foundation that has a little bit more coverage and then mix in a foundation that is a little bit more dewy, which I love to use. Like I said, this is one of my everyday foundations because this is a little bit more dewy. And since I am more of a dry skin kind of girl, it gives me more of a glow, more of a healthy look. So I definitely love mixing this foundation with anything else because it just works better for me. I want to make sure that you blend it out to kind of see if it goes right into the skin, if it fades into the skin. So as you guys can see, this one definitely went into the skin. This one is very like yellow. And then this one right here is more of a peachy, orangey sort of. So you guys can actually see the difference. Also, if it is a little too tricky for you guys to find the right foundation, make sure that you can either go to Sephora, Ulta, MAC, like any makeup counter, and the artist there will definitely help you match it as well as possible. If you're still iffy at the end of it, just ask them to give you a sample of at least the 2 or the 3 that you guys picked out. That way you can go home and test them out one day at a time. That way you can see which one really suits your skin tone instead of you spending the money out there and then you're just going to return the product. And it's basically just a waste of money because when you return the product and you already used it, they just throw it away. It's damaged. They can't resell it or anything like that. And then also it falls badly on the artist because they actually get like negative points because they sold you the wrong product. So, you know, just keep that in mind. It doesn't hurt to ask for a sample. They will always give you a sample. And then at the end of it, you can always go back and you can get the right shade. And then not only that, you're going to feel more comfortable with that artist. So you will actually go back to the same person instead of you receiving the wrong foundation and then you're just going to resent that person. You're going to be like, oh, well, they didn't know what they were doing. I'll never go there again. You know, just make it better for everybody, basically. Now, I'm actually going to apply foundation all over my face and then I will be right back. Hey guys, so I am back with my face done. If you guys are interested in this eye look, please stay tuned because this tutorial will be up next on my channel. So if you guys are new to my channel, please subscribe. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button. That way you guys are not missing out on anything on my channel. Now, if you guys did like this video, please thumbs up. Please subscribe if you guys are new to my channel. And just let me know down. Now, please let me know down in the comments what kind of video you guys would like to see up next. If it would be on how to blend your eyeshadows or anything like that. I actually have one in mind and it's going to be on how to blend your foundation perfectly. And I'm going to talk to you guys about different brushes and tools and stuff like that to use. So please be on the lookout for that. I'm actually thinking about posting this once a week. I'm thinking it can probably be on Wednesdays. That way it's like in the midweek and you guys have like glam tutorials in the beginning and then glam tutorials at the end of the week. And then just in the middle, a little bit of, you know, pro makeup tips. So that's all I have to say. So I will see you guys on my next one. Bye.